children. And I call the honourable member for Lawler.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. And I too am pleased to rise today to speak to this very important matter of public interest and to join my whip colleagues today, if those in the chamber may not have noticed that all three whips are speaking on the MPI today on this side of the House. It's a collegiate affair because all three of us are really concerned about the impacts this government's cruel budget is having all the way across Australia. Deputy Speaker, we've heard a lot today in this MPI from those opposite about a scare campaign and a fear campaign. And I've got a fairly important observation to share on the notion of a fear campaign. The first thing I'd say to those opposite is I didn't need to contact a pensioner in my electorate the day after the budget. And the pensioners in my community, particularly those on the disability support pension, are not fools. And they are very, very insulted by the impugning that they are somehow foolish, that they are somehow gullible, that they somehow can't think for themselves, that they can't tell the difference between a policy that will choose the higher increase to the pension and one that is fixed, and fixed to what over time, given past experience, will prove to be the lesser of the two. Pensioners are by no means fools, Deputy Speaker. As we on this House rightly know, they will campaign, they will stand up, they will watch a budget speech, they will read a budget, they will find out where the cruel cuts are coming from, as they did in May last year. Deputy Speaker, this cruel budget lives on beyond any budgets, beyond anyone's memory of the life of a budget, to month 11, 6 weeks out from the second budget, and we are still talking about the cruel cuts in this budget. And today we on this side are talking to what that budget has in store for pensioners across this country. And it is not good news, Deputy Speaker. It is not good news at all. In fact, Professor Peter Whitford, an independent analyst, says that the value of pensions will drop from 28% of average weekly earnings today to 16% of average weekly earnings in 2055. Now, Deputy Speaker, I know many pensioners in my electorate, and I don't know any of them that would be comfortable thinking that they're going to be living on 16% of average weekly earnings. Because, of course, Deputy Speaker, weekly earnings impact on the cost of things as well. So you can imagine, as time goes on, if we continue on the never-ending increase of the CPI, if it continues to go up the way it is, their spending capacity will be very reduced. Right. Deputy Speaker, we speak on this side of the House. In my electorate I have over 11,000 aged pensioners, but I have 5,000 disability support pensioners, and I want to spend a bit of time speaking about them today, Deputy Speaker. And I want to tell the House again about Miss Wen Jiang, who approached me days after this cruel budget. She's 46 years of age, and she has lived 30 years suffering from rheumatoid arthritis. This is not a leaner. This is someone who worked in our community for as long as she could work with this debilitating disease, and now volunteers 3 days a week. And I heard the member for Shortland mention the value of the volunteers of our pensioners in the community, and I'd like those opposite to stop and think about the unpaid labour that they do in our community and how valuable they are to the Australian population and how valued they should be. And of course, we've heard a lot from the very beginning. The Treasurer has talked about the age of entitlement. Deputy Speaker, I think the agenda here is to wipe out the age of dignity for our aged pensioners, for our disability support pensioners and for our carers, Deputy Speaker. We on this side would like to see a reverse of these cuts. We ask the Minister to please go home tonight, study, practice, learn to roll your eyes, and then go back to that razor gang, see if you can do a really good eye roll and get this cut reversed. Because the pensioners of Australia will campaign with us and we will campaign with them every day until the next election to avoid these cruel cuts. You can't pull the wool over pensioners' eyes, and you can't pull the wool over our eyes, Deputy Speaker.